My full name was William Karp, K-A-R-P, 1924. And I,
Born in...
Chelsea, Massachusetts. I remember that. And I remember, I think I was born in the house.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I remember that now. And that's how I came to be, in the house. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
Compared to today.
that's right, compared to
That's
today.
right.
Yeah, and I made it.
Yeah,
See?
and
I
your mother made it too.
I didn't need any help.
So your mother thought so much of you.
Yeah,
When I was a child, she used to talk about how you got nothing but A's in school.
yeah,
Was that true?
that's very true.
Yeah.
And you skipped grades.
Yeah. And she always had a real problem with me because I only ate certain things.
Oh.
And boy, she took care of me. She put me aside from everybody else and did whatever I wanted. It was amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what kinds of things did you not like
Well,
to
I don't
eat?
remember what they were, but everybody got certain things, and she asked me what I wanted,
Uh-huh.
and that's what I had. And you had to get whatever.
Everybody else got whatever was being
That's
served?
right.
And how did your brothers and sisters think about that?
Oh, they were afraid of me. That was never a problem. We were young kids.
Right.
And she was just in command of me. Did anything I wanted, whatever I wanted, and how I wanted. She was marvelous. She was really good to me. That's why I get to be such a nice guy. I learned how.
From her.
Well, she certainly thought very highly of you, and when we were kids, she used
Oh,
to
yeah.
talk in such glowing terms about not only what a good student you were, but how well you took care of her.
Yeah, it's my Velvel,
Who's Velvel?
me.
I see. Is that your Yiddish name?
Yeah, my Velvel.
Uh-huh.
I just remembered that. I didn't even think about it for about 50 years ago,
Yeah.
60 years ago.
So when your mother got older and you got older, you really took good care of her, didn't you?
Oh yes, I'm very fond of her. And she was so good to me.
You called her every night,
Yeah,
right after dinner. And we would sit at
not so much with my father as I did with her. My father used to smoke cigars.
He did.
Yeah,
Is that why you started to smoke cigars at some point?
I remember when I forgot when I did cigars, but I did take. I remembered him with the cigars, and I took up cigars too.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember me smoking
I
cigars?
sure do.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
that's not good. That's how you learned.
That's true.
You don't smoke cigars.
Well, very rarely, but I got, the idea from you, and you got it from your father.
Yeah, he was a good guy, my father.
Tell me about your father, because I never knew him.
Well, he was a hard worker,
Hmm.
and he liked me anything I wanted. He gave me twice over. He really took care of me. But he was just a nice guy.
Mom used to say what a wonderful, wonderful man.
Yeah, he was a good guy. I forgot how young he was when he died. I don't remember a bit of it.
Pretty young, I think.
Yeah.
It was a heart issue.
I remember he fell down
It was
some chairs, some tables, not tables,
stairs.
stairs. He fell down some stairs and got really hurt. I can't remember how I remember all these things all of a sudden.
No.
Do you remember, what did he do for work, your father?
He was selling insurance.
Life insurance?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he used to walk. He didn't have a car. He just walked from house to house to house to house. I can't imagine how he ever did it. It's amazing.
Uh-huh.
But that's what he did.
So to collect premiums
Yeah.
from the customers?
Yeah.
So up and down all those stairs?
Yeah. I think he fell down once. I think you remember it was terrible.
Hmm.
But that was what he did.
So when you were really young, you were quite an athlete, weren't you?
The best.
Yeah?
Numero one.
No, in what sense? Were you captain of a
I
team?
was always the captain of my team.
Yeah.
I was the guy who set them up, and I told them what to do, and they did what I did.
You chose the teams.
Yeah.
Was this at the Quigley Playground?
Yes, exactly. How'd you know that?
I was there when I was a child. You showed it to me.
That's pretty good, huh?
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we played a lot. Oh, my mother was crazy because I was ruining, not shoes, sneeze like crazy.
Yeah.
She had to keep getting me new ones.
And that's because you played so hard?
Oh, yeah. I played all the time, every day.
Uh-huh.
That's why I was a captain of my team all the time.
And then when did you start playing tennis? Because you really got good at tennis.
Oh, I played tennis more than high school. No, it was in high school, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I played tennis a lot. That's how you learned.
That's right.
And I beat him all the time.
That's
Yeah.
true. I think one of the proudest moments of my life is when you invited me to play tennis with you and your friends
Yeah,
when I was in high school.
yeah,
That was mighty cool.
yeah. And you learned how.
I did.
But then you began to beat me, and I didn't want to
Yeah.
play with you anymore.
Right. But, you know, from you I learned not to take the game too seriously.
Yeah, right.
You know, to enjoy myself.
That's true.
And that temperament, that's what I took from you, more than how to play the game,
Yeah.
but how to think about the game.
No, Alan never played tennis with us, did he?
Not as much,
No.
I think.
Why not?
I don't remember. Alan loved baseball a lot, much
Yeah.
more than I did.
Yeah.
That was, I think it was his sport more than mine. But you played a lot of tennis as an
Oh,
adult.
did I ever? Day and
And,
night, every day.
and then when you retired, you played every day, right?
Yeah, a lot. I think when you began to beat me, though, I stopped.
No, you didn't stop.
Yes, I did.
No, you played with your friends.
I played with you once in a while, and
Yeah, that's true.
I couldn't stand it because you were too good.
Well, I learned it all from you.
You believe
But
that?
you lived, after you retired, you lived in Florida for about 25 years.
Yeah, quite
And
a
you
long
played
time.
tennis
All the time.
5 days a week, right?
Yep.
For 25 years.
Early,
Yeah.
early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only complaint I had was that you played with those tennis balls until they were dead.
Well, they're expensive.
I mean, you played with those tennis balls until we couldn't tell whether they
Yeah.
were Wilson
Right.
or any other brand, right?
Yeah.
Well, I had to buy them.
Right. So, tell me when you met Mom. Do you remember how you met Mom?
How did I met it?
It was after the war, right?
Yeah. Ask her, maybe she'll tell you.
Yeah, I think it was like a blind date.
It's something
The
like
story
that.
I heard was she dated a guy, didn't work out, but he said, I have a friend. And that was you.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
So, for college, you went to Boston University.
Yeah.
Which is where I went eventually.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So, where did you live when you went to college? Did you live at home or
Yeah, Chelsea.
and you commuted?
Yeah. A trolley car. That was a problem too. It was very hard work.
College was hard work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were young, too.
Yeah. Well, that's a big problem because I was always a year and a half younger than all of them,
Yeah,
and that was really beating me.
right,
It really was
right,
because I was just a kid,
right.
and when I got to college, they thought I was a baby.
Hmm.
I really had a problem on that basis too because I was so young and so short.
Mm.
Talking about short, this fight.
Hmm.
In the grammar school, I was the best one.
Mhm.
Really, did the best work of anybody else. And I was number one. So I had the job of running traffic outside the building. Did you know that?
I did know that. Yeah.
Outside the building, there were cars there, and I was this high, and I was telling cars to come. I couldn't believe it.
That was the prize for being.
Oh, brother, was it ever.
Smiles.
They told me I had to go out and take care of the cars. I almost got killed.
Mhm.
You couldn't even see me.
Mm, right. So you graduated from Boston University, and then after that, you went to Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about how you ended up at Oak Ridge, Tennessee, in that program? Did your friend Joe Schiff have some role in that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's the one that led me into it. And we both joined it together. And we were together during that time too, a lot. Spent a lot of time with him.
In Oak Ridge, Tennessee?
Yeah.
So what were you doing in Oak Ridge, Tennessee?
Oh, that's a secret. Come on.
So your mother told me that the FBI came to the neighborhood to
Oh,
investigate
yes,
you,
yes.
so you could have a security clearance. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Oh, yes. They went up the whole street. I can't believe it. Everybody in the street wondered what they were coming there to about me for. Two guys went up the whole street, knocking on the doors, wanting to know who I was, what I was, if I was. Unbelievable.
So you could have your top security clearance.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Well, your mother was very proud of you. That
Oh,
you were
yes.
so important that you had to be investigated.
Oh, yes. She's told everybody how important I was.
So did you know what you were working on? Did you know what the
Oh,
scope of
yeah,
the project
very,
was?
very shortly, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, I was very lucky because they were taking you, you know, right out of high school, and they took me right into doing the job on me. And I was always about 2 years younger than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like I was not in the right place because I was so young. But they took me in. I talked to him. I said, look, I can't really go out on this. I'm too young. He says, give me the papers. He took the papers. He says, come out tomorrow. We'll take you away.
So the papers was your draft notice.
Oh, yeah.
He took that and did what with it?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But he was really, they were looking, I'm not bragging because they needed people like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think they took anybody.
No, I don't think so. You had the qualifications. You were a recent college grad. You had a degree in chemistry.
Yeah, and I had good grades. Good grades.
So then at some point you ended up in Guam.
Yeah, it was very close to where the atomic bomb was.
Well, that's where they launched the attacks, right?
Yeah.
So do you have any memory of why you went to Guam?
Well, I was with the group that did the building the bomb, and we were positioned about a mile or two from the other. What is this? They were on a different ground, whatever you call it.
In a different building?
There weren't buildings. They were buildings, but they were
Like buffers and stuff? Or?
we were about a half a mile or 2 miles away from water.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're talking about Guam now?
yeah,
Okay.
and there were about 3 of us. That's all. And we were in this, and the bomb was on another building, and we were there until the bomb went off, and then we left there.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed there until the bomb was let go, and that was the end of everything.
Mm-hmm.
The war was over, and it was, and they closed the books. That's it.
Mhm.
No, nothing left at all. It was it. And we went home.
So wasn't that the whole reason for the bomb, to try to end the war?
Oh yeah, and it did end the war.
Yeah.
No question about it. As soon as it went off, boom.
And saved a lot of American lives.
And I was the president. Came over and held my hand. Thank you very much. Actually came over and shook my hand.
The President of the United States?
I think it was him, yeah.
Was this in Guam? Or
Yeah.
where was this?
We're in Guam.
Mm-hmm.
What he was doing, I don't know, but he came over, not only me, of course, and a lot of people. He grabbed our hands. Thank you. And I said, no problem. I did this all by myself. It was a good, and the problem was I was always younger, 2, 3 years younger than most people there, which was a little tough to handle too. My mother got me into school. She dragged me up to see the mayor of the city because I was 5 years old. And she insisted that I be taken in, get rid of me, I guess, I don't know. But she finally got me in. I was just about 5 and 4 and a half or something, I don't know what it was, very young. And it was very bad because I was younger than everybody, it was terrible.
So eventually we moved to a house in Dedham, Massachusetts.
Yeah,
Do you remember that we had a vegetable garden there?
yeah.
That was the biggest vegetable garden I've ever seen in my life.
Who did the work?
You did the work.
I don't remember that clearly.
You remember we had a big garden though.
Yeah.
Yeah. We grew cucumbers and tomatoes and carrots, and we distributed these vegetables to everybody in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You were very generous. You insisted that everybody in the neighborhood got some.
Yeah. I played a lot of tennis during that time, a lot of tennis. I used to drive my mother crazy because she had to keep buying more sneakers.
What did you like about tennis so much?
Well, I don't know, I liked the game. It was a nice game to play. Yeah, I liked the way it played and the fact that you played with people that you knew. And it's the best game I've ever had is tennis, although I played everything. I did a lot of playing and got hurt, you know, with on the ground there. Because everybody else was bigger than me.
So then later on you also played some golf, right?
Oh yes, a lot.
Yeah. Did you like golf more than tennis, or?
No, I liked golf more because it was a lot easier to handle. All you had to do is walk along, get to the next hole, and so forth. So it was easier.
So you played a lot of golf when you were in
yes.
Florida?
Yeah, a lot. We lived right close to the grounds that we played on.
Right.
Pretty close.
So do you remember why you decided to move to Framingham and leave Dedham?
I know that you wanted to make sure that we went to school with more Jewish kids.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because I remember that Alan and I were each the only Jewish kid in our first and second grades in Dedham.
Yeah.
And you may remember that your brother Sam already lived in Framingham.
Yes.
Remember that?
Remember that. What about my brother Eddie? I don't remember anything about him.
Well, he lived in, was it Malden or Medford?
I don't know.
I don't think you saw much of Eddie.
He's a tough guy, this
Ever.
Eddie. Tough guy. So I married
Yep.
and had children.
Yes. Thank goodness.
You were one of them.
I know.
Right, Freda?
So you had 2 sons and a daughter.
Yeah.
Would you admit to favoring your daughter when she was younger?
As a matter of fact, no.
Really?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with it.
Uh-huh. No, I'm not talking about Miriam. I'm talking about Hindy right here.
Hindy who?
Was she the favorite child?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
She's sitting right here.
Well, she was the only girl, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So when we lived in Framingham, you did a lot of work on that house. You were very handy with all kinds of tools and all kinds of construction.
Yeah, I know. I had all that stuff.
Yeah, so how did you learn that stuff growing up in Chelsea?
Chelsea was, you know, a different kind of a life. As well as across the street from the school,
Right.
and streets, cars up and down the street.
Right.
You walk out the door and the cars are running up and down. It's a dangerous place too.
Right.
I was glad to get rid of it, but I was there for quite a while.
So, but in that environment, how did you learn how to be a carpenter and an electrician
Oh, well,
and a cement walk
that's only
creator?
part. That's only part of it. Keep on going.
Yeah, you did all these. We never paid anybody to do any work on our house.
No.
You did everything.
Yeah,
And I never could figure out how you knew all these things.
I don't know. I was just smart. That's all. I don't know. I don't remember why.
So you retired when you were pretty young.
Yeah.
Why did you retire so young? You were only 62 when you retired.
Well, I don't really know. I was making enough money. I could do what I wanted, and why should I do all that stuff? And I decided to just leave it, and we had enough money to do whatever we wanted. That's the only answer I give it to that. It was good to get rid of it and live an easy life that way.
So have you enjoyed your retirement?
Oh yeah.
Tell me what you've enjoyed.
Oh, I don't know. I was just total freedom. I could do whatever I wanted, what I wanted. And thankfully I had enough money to do all the things I wanted to do, which was a very important issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know what else I can tell you about that.
Well, one of the reasons you had enough money is because you were very good at managing your money.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You taught me how.
No, I didn't. No, actually, I learned it from you.
Oh. See that?
So, but here's my question: how did you learn how to do that?
How does anybody learn something like that?
I mean, you had no training in finance.
No.
You were a chemist.
Yes.
How did you learn how to manage money so well?
I really can't answer the question. I don't know how it happened. It just seemed like it was a natural thing to do. Take care of yourself and your money.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't answer that
Well,
question.
you read a lot, right? You read everything you could get your hands on.
Yeah.
So you educated yourself.
Yeah.
So when we moved to Framingham, we joined a temple. You remember that?
Yeah.
Dedham. Do you remember that it was a Reformed congregation?
Can I go?
Yeah. Well, I was just curious because Sam already lived there and he belonged to the conservative congregation. But we didn't join that congregation. And I've often wondered why.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Were you rebelling against having to go to Hebrew school 5 days a
No.
week when you were a child?
Not at all.
Did you like Hebrew school?
Well, my parents sent me there and wanted me to do it, and so I did it.
When did you start playing piano?
Me played the piano?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, did you have lessons when you
Oh,
were a
yes.
child?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, your mother thought you could make a fortune playing the piano.
Of course she thought so. She thought I was the greatest.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing about that, because I was always her boy.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, when it came to food, I was first. And ever what I wanted, I took or gave me. And I always had a separate chair, aside from the big table. And she gave me anything I wanted. She treated me very nicely. She liked me a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, she never missed an opportunity to tell us that when we were children.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she really loved me. Thought I was the greatest, which I was.
Of course. Of course.
He always gave me a special chair, best seat.
So tell us about living here at Atria. Do you like it here?
Well, I don't know. It's questionable.
Hmm. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it?
I don't know. I like the fact that I can't answer that question. I'm not really the happiest guy in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, I'm very old, and I don't go to all of the things that they have.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't take it. So they have these little things that they have, the meetings and the people that come in and play pianos there or whatever they do. I don't generally go to those
Mhm.
things. But
You go to the gym in the morning still?
yeah, I still do it every morning. I'm playing about 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that all, still doing it every time,
Mm-hmm.
which is very helpful
Yeah.
because of at my age it's kind of tough, but I can still walk.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. And I can work the machines. I don't know. Just
And then you visit Mom sometimes.
not anymore.
Or do you walk over and see her sometimes?
A couple times a week at least.
Mm-hmm.
Mom? Oh, you mean her?
Her.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I go there a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost every day.
Yeah.
Right.
To visit Mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost. Yeah. And they're treating her very nicely. She's doing well.
And you like to bring her something to eat sometimes?
Yeah, very often.
What do you bring her?
Cookies and things like that. Nothing big.
I know. But your mom's name is,
Gussie,
and Dad,
Harry,
Harry, and your oldest brother,
Eddie,
Eddie,
and Sam.
and Sam, and then your
Eddie
sister.
was a son of a gun.
What made Eddie so bad?
Fooled around with too many women.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really? Like, as an adult, as a teenager?
There's a what?
Well, was he like a teenager when he was doing this? Or was he
No, he was going out with a lot of women.
a lot of women
Yeah.
as a young adult?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then he finally settled on Esther.
And some of these miserable women I've ever, most of the unbelievable women I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, he was a nut.
Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah,
But he settled with Esther,
yeah,
and they had a son.
yeah. I don't know. Sam was a nice guy.
Yeah.
You were very good to Sam.
A
Yeah.
funny guy. Sam.
Yes, he was a funny guy.
Well, we had a lot in common.
Like what?
I don't know. We just talked about the same things, and now these guys were half brothers, weren't they?
That's correct.
That's right.
Yeah,
You and Sam.
They had a different father. Their father passed away,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so Sam had a store in Framingham. Stationery and printing store?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you worked there every Saturday.
Yeah, you
I don't remember
you
that.
worked in your brother's store for years, every Saturday, and you never took a penny from him.
That doesn't ring a bell at all.
He bought us an air conditioner
He did?
to say
Yes.
thank you, one
Yes.
that went in the wall.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't know that.
You did a lot for your brother. You really
Yeah.
helped him out a lot.
Sam, but not Eddie. He's a
Right.
tough guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't like him at all.
So Sam was in the war also, right?
Yeah. I don't think Eddie was. I'm not sure.
I think Sam was in North Africa, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Sam was right in the middle of it.
Right.
Yeah, and then he married the beautiful Marcia.
Yeah. She's a nice girl.
Mm.
And then you had a sister Miriam.
Yeah, she was a problem.
Well, she was mentally retarded.
Oh, yeah. But she was a nice little kid.
And your mother took very good care
Oh,
of her
yeah.
all her life.
Mm-hmm.
And how?
Yeah. So you really are a model of family loyalty, aren't you?
Oh, yes. Aren't we all?
Well, not everybody is as much as you were.
Well. Were you?
I try.
Yeah.
But one thing that I started to say that just cracks me up from my childhood is every night after dinner, you got on the phone and you would say hello, and then we would all sit here and at the table and go, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Because Granny was, and how are you? And how's your wife? And
Yeah.
how's Eric? And how's that? Every single night.
Wow, that was me?
That was you on the phone with your mother every night.
No, my mother loved me. She really did. Very proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, she had a lot to be proud of.
Oh, I don't know. But she just liked me so much, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Nice lady.
Yeah.
What did she die of? I don't remember.
Well, it was a complication of her diabetes, and
Oh,
she just
I don't remember that.
failed.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had diabetes. I remember taking her to the Jocelyn Clinic when I was a teenager, and I had
Really?
Yeah, when I had my license.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of things.
Yeah, she used to talk a lot about Dr. Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, if anything needed fixing in her apartment, who fixed it?
Me?
Yeah. And if anything needed to be replaced, whether it was a stove or a refrigerator,
Well, I was
Venetian
lived and all for a long time.
yeah. You took good care of her.
Oh, yeah.
And you gave her money every week.
I was her Velvel.
Hmm.
You ever hear that one? Velvel?
No, I just remember her calling you Billy.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Philly, Velvel.
Yeah. Well, she called me Mamala.
Hmm.
Oh, that's another one, yeah.
Yeah.
She was very, very good to me. She liked me too much. Well, she had a problem with her daughter, so that was tough for her.
Right. Right.
Oh yeah,
What made you so successful?
the smart kids that I had. That helped a lot.
It did.
All good and successful. Right?
Yeah.
What else can I tell you?
I don't know. Like your love for learning, your
Oh, I don't know. So I come to think of it, I had some very bad times too, because I was always 2 years or 3 years younger
Hmm.
than everybody I was dealing with. that was a breaker.
Right. But you've talked about today about how you were a hard worker,
Yeah,
you got good grades,
yeah,
you were loyal to your family,
yeah,
and when you needed a new skill, you just learned how to do it.
yeah.
Where did all that come from? Where did you get that? Did you get it from your parents?
My parents?
Yeah.
Oh, no, not from my parents. I don't know, it was normal for me. I don't know. Didn't get it from my father or mother, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Although my father was a hard worker. You gonna write a book about this?
yeah.
No, that's all I can tell you.
Well, working hard at a task and showing loyalty to the family, these are really, really important qualities.
Mm-hmm.
These are qualities that I would like to see in my children and in my
Sure.
grandchildren.
Yeah. Well, how are you treated?
Hmm?
How were you treated?
Well, didn't I grow up a lot like you?
I hope so. I think you did.
Don't you think you get some credit for that?
Oh, yeah. You had to do what I told you.
That's right. That's right. Just like you did what you were told.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Do you remember this being on TV?
Let me see it.
This one right here. Do you remember
Do
this?
you want my glasses?
The picture? Is that me?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
remember being on Dateline Boston?
Yeah.
Do you remember why you were on there, or what you said, or what the subject was, or anything like that?
Well, they got a hold of me, knowing what I was, who I was, and what I was. And I was interviewed, I think it was twice.
Mm-hmm. On television?
Yeah.
About what? Nuclear safety issues?
Well, what I was doing and what was all about. But the funniest thing about that was, you saw me on the television one day, and you drove my mother crazy. You were looking all over the place. Where is he? And I'm on the screen. And then you ran around the table, the bed, and went outside to the other side, finding out where I was.
That's right. What happened was you were on the screen, and then your face was partially blocked because somebody else was on the screen. So I ran around to the back of the TV set so I could see the rest of your face.
I remember that.
So when I was a kid, there were times when you'd get a phone call
Yeah,
and you'd have to fly someplace
yeah,
because of some nuclear problem.
yeah.
What was that about? Do you remember that there were times when people would spill nuclear materials or have accidents?
Oh, sure.
So what did you have to do? What did you do in those
Oh,
situations?
we went there with equipment and things, so we make some measurements and see how bad it was, and give them something, tell them how to take care of it. We did a lot of that around the Boston area, the universities and stuff.
Mhm.
And part of our business then was to take radioactive stuff in barrels and get rid of it.
Mhm.
Some guys working on that part of it. I was in charge of that.
Is that Interax or Trace Lab?
Trace lab.
Trace Lab.
So Tracer Lab was the first job you had after the war, after
Yeah.
you came back from Oak Ridge,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And you were there for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Did very well there. Owned part of it, of course, so there were three of us.
That was Interax.
That was Interex
Yeah.
after Tracer Lab.
Yeah. I couldn't put in as much money as they did, but I did very well. Did very well at the end of it. It was great.
And they sold the company, and that's when you decided to retire.
Yep.
Right? So it was a successful venture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was very, very successful. Then I decided to quit.
Well, you didn't quit, you retired.
Retire. That's
Right.
better.
How are you today? You good? Excellent. You look good today.
Yeah. Okay. You know me? Who am I? She did that to get the picture.
Yes, that's right.
That was very good.